So everyone knows about the whole Bud Light controversy. This is in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. The course is completely sold out, none to be found, and just a ton of Bud Light and Budweiser. They even have the Busch Light on sale. Look at that. Very interesting.
Hey, JR, how's that Bud Light taste?
It's pretty good.
Oh, damn.
I really don't know what the big deal about Bud Light is. I've been drinking that shit for years. And I don't care. Who knows it? I love it. And I'll keep drinking it till I'm dead. 'Cause it is delicious.
What's up, bro? Hey, man, just getting some Coors Light.
Got some buzz there?
No, just getting some Coors Light for the party. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're good. What, man, you doing?
Everyone versus Bud Light right now.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about the cackling hens on The View, who have chimed in on the conservative boycott of Bud Light because Bud Light sponsored transgender superstar Dylan Mulvaney. Now, I'm going to go ahead and react to the cackling hens and their opinion on this situation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Before we start about this, I'm going to say this out loud. I'm a big Budweiser fan.
Well, good thing we stopped drinking it, right? Good thing conservatives are drinking Yangling now, right? Good thing we're drinking Yangling. Whoopi likes Budweiser. Yeah, good thing we're drinking something else.
When I drank, I liked my Budweiser, okay? So I have a lot of feeling about this. Bud Light's ad campaign with trans-influencer Dylan McDermott. Mulvaney, sorry. Ignited.
We have breaking news.
That's right. Ignited an angry conservative backlash and a boycott that included online trends of people posting videos destroying cases of Bud Light in various stupid ways. The company puts out a statement saying they didn't mean to address an issue that divided people. But I want to know, what are you so angry about? Beer does not have a, I mean, it's not a Democrat or a Republican. Yeah. It doesn't have a belief system. It's just beer.
Well, apparently it does, because Bud Light sponsoring Dylan Mulvaney is basically them sending a political message to their customers, right? They're telling their customers that we're on board with the far left woke agenda, specifically when it comes to that issue. This is what they're saying, right? When you sponsor somebody that, in my opinion, is the figurehead for the far left woke agenda on that issue of gender, then yeah, you're sending a political message. The whole point is that we don't want our companies to be political, right? We don't want our companies out here overtly, endorsing political messages. That's the whole point, right? The point is to stay out of politics. But they decided to get into politics by sponsoring a political figure that just so happens to have viewpoints that the conservative base of Bud Light drinkers do not appreciate, right? They don't appreciate it. Again, the left does these type of boycotts all the time, right? They do this all the time, but you don't see outrage from the mainstream liberal media when the liberals are standing up for their values.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, I think that these people that were destroying their own beer, which is also kind of dumb.
Well, thanks for the money.
Yeah, right? They also are making this out to be a this is a transphobic issue, right? We know that this country is highly transphobic. And it's unbelievable to me that this still goes on.
Let's say that many of the transphobic people get the attention. I doubt that the country's as transphobic.
I hope the country is not as transphobic as it appears to be, but trans rights are under attack all over the place.
Yeah.
Again, this is where conservative Alyssa Ferry Griffin, she won't ask this question, right? But this is where conservatives should ask Sonia Hostin, Okay, what trans rights under attack? What trans right is under attack? Okay, I've never heard any of these people that claim that trans rights under attack actually tell us what specific right is under attack. They won't tell you. But yet she cries transphobia, right? Again, they can't analyze anything in politics without calling somebody a bigot, a racist, a transphobe, a homophobe, whatever, right? They can't analyze anything. Everything is some form of bigotry. It can't just simply be that, look, we're tired of the woke agenda. We're tired of these companies lecturing us when it comes to politics, trying to push their degenerate morals and values down our throats, you know, telling their customers that made the companies who they are, telling them that they don't like us, right? We're tired of that, okay? We're standing up to the far left woke agenda that's being pushed by corporate America. But Sunny Holston, she can't really see that. She can't grasp that. She has to just cry, again, transphobia, right? Bigotry. Because that is the depth and level of her analysis. That's as far as she can go with her tiny brain.
Now, this is, and people are saying, this is an American beer. This is a Belgian company, okay? Like, it's not even like...
Where's the problem?
Anheuser-Busch is a Belgian company that doesn't only sell Bud Light, but sells, like, beer in, like, 130 countries and stuff, and, like, all
Different
over
kinds
the
of
world.
beer. Yes.
And all kinds of beers.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so dumb to me.
Well, also, listen, if it's an American beer, transgender people are American, too. LGBTQ people are American, too.
So weird.
They have, you know, and the LGBT community has close to 1.4 trillion spending power. And some of it they spend on Bud Light.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Hello.
but you know, what I mean, look.
That's all fine and good, right? That's all fine and good. And if companies want to market to them, fine, right? But they got to accept that the beauty of consumerism is that people can choose to say, hey, I don't want to drink beer from a company that is promoting a certain agenda, that are pushing certain values that I don't agree with. Again, see, when the left engage in this type of boycott, right, when they out here trying to cancel companies, again, you don't hear these people talking about how stupid it is, how dumb it is, oh, that a company on the right is trying to appeal to Christians, right? Like, for example, Chick-fil-A, right? You remember they tried to cancel Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is a Christian company, right? Or they try to cancel Hobby Lobby, right? They see, again, when liberals do this to conservative companies, you never hear about, oh, well, you know, Christians are Americans too, right? You never hear that line. Christians have this much spending power. Why can't companies market to Christians and people not be okay with it, right? Or why can't companies stand up for their Christian values and not be okay with it? Not okay when companies are overtly, you know, religious, right? But totally fine when companies are pushing the woke religion. It's amazing how that works.
This is part of a bigger campaign. Republicans are using all LGBTQ issue, whether it's transgender, whether it's...
No, it's not. No, it's not. The only part of LGBTQ that's been attacked and not that's been criticized, because it's not been attacked, it's really been criticized, is the portion that, honestly, again, the left is the one that tells us is LGBTQ. I personally don't characterize it as LGBTQ, but the left is saying that it is, so I guess it is. But it's the part where you have people that are pushing that agenda on children. That's what's being criticized, right? That is what's being criticized. Everything outside of that is not really even a conversation, right? When it comes to protecting women's rights and children, those are the two main things that people are upset about. That's what the conversation is about. It's not about whether or not people should be allowed to be gay. We're not even having a gay marriage conversation, right? We're not even having that conversation. We're simply having a conversation about women's rights and children. That's it. But again, they don't have a conservative on this show to actually really explain the conservative position, which again, it's just a damn shame. It really is.
No, they don't.
They are using all, you know, this paranoia, this fear, building this stress, building this idea that your kids are going to turn into whatever if they see, you know, an influencer posting, if they see a drag queen.
Well, I mean, that's true, right? That's what's happening. Look at the exponential rise in kids that identify as LGBTQ over the last 5 or 6 years. That's not a coincidence. That's quite literally because it's being socially engineered, right? And parents have a right to say, hey, I don't want my child to be socially engineered into a lifestyle that I don't necessarily agree with. This stuff was not a thing like 15 years ago. It was not a thing. It's a recent phenomenon that has quite literally grown alongside social media and this stuff being pushed in all aspects of society. So to sit here and try to be like, oh, well, it's just unjustified bigotry and fear-mongering that parents are concerned that their kids can be influenced by this and end up, coming out of the closet, right? Again, I think it's just a deep misunderstanding, or put it this way, she's naive about the issue, or she's just lying, right? You're just flat out oblivious to what's actually going on in the statistics and the facts.
In the meantime, the NRA had their convention this last weekend.
Yeah.
And there were little kids as young as 6 years old. I think we have pictures, playing with guns at the NRA convention.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we've had 19 mass shootings since last Saturday. So tell you what, when a kid shows up with dying from a drag queen wound,
yeah,
then we can do equivalency of danger.
Or when a kid shows up at your door
yes,
because he came to the wrong address and somebody whips out a gun and shoots him.
in the head.
In the head.
Twice.
There's something wrong going on, but maybe,
Ralph,
maybe it's an...
Again, here's the deflection, right? This is deflection. Again, instead of actually talking about the core issue here, which is sponsoring somebody like Dylan Mulvaney and what that means, right? The agenda that you're pushing on people. No. Let's deflect to, well, we need to talk about guns and how much, guns kill children. And again, this is just such a empty talking point from the left. Okay? Because that's only become a recent phenomenon where, guns are the number one cause of death for children. Again, they don't mention that it's not from so-called mass shootings the way that the media traditionally frames it. As, again, some white male shooter going up into a school and killing kids, right? That's not where most kids are dying from. Most kids are actually dying from the violence that is happening in these immigrant liberal cities that they don't want to talk about, right? They don't want to talk about what's actually really killing the kids. It ain't really the guns. It's the people with the guns. It's the criminals that they don't want to lock up, right? They don't want to lock them up. They don't want to punish them because it's racist. But yet they want to scream about gun violence and kids being the victim of gun violence. But they don't want to address the core issue of the gun violence, which is the criminals. Again, it's amazing how that works. Amazing how that works.
An issue that, this person, this wonderful young person has 10 million TikTok followers.
Ralph? Oh, no.
And,
you mean the
and some of the people who were, shooting up their beer that they bought with their own money, maybe didn't have as million.
Well, I
didn't have as many followers
I also
as the
thought
other
it
people.
was genuinely a smart move by Bud Light.
Yes.
They need to make inroads with the LGBTQ community, who, I'm sorry, tends to like craft
young
beer and
people.
skinny cocktails, not
people.
Bud Light. So it's like
young
they're reaching a
people.
community that's probably not drinking enough Bud Light,
Well,
and she's a great person
It
to
was
go
to
through.
congratulate her for a milestone of a year being more authentic to herself, and I thought that said a lot about the PR for Budweiser. But don't dial it back now, because you're going to lose everyone.
But they did start dialing it back because they unleashed the Clydesdale horses.
That's right.
Now
That's
all
right.
of a sudden they got this trans, this.
No, the horse is not trans.
No. I'm saying all of a sudden they get this what am I thinking?
The Clydesdale horses galloping
I'm thinking they're
through.
getting this backlash,
Yeah.
and their response.
So they harnessed it in.
Let's get the horses out. I was like, because the horses are so much more American than trans people.
Listen, all I can tell you is I'm old enough to remember when these Republican hypocrites were against cancel culture.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Listen, Budweiser, we're all Americans here. We appreciate your beer, whether it's light or the regular beer. You have every right, and we have every right to buy it if we like it. Don't let them scare you.
Right. Yeah.
Let us scare you.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, what Whoopi's saying here is, and the reason why Bud Light is stuck between such a rock and a hard place. You got to pick a side, right? Because if Bud Light gives an actual apology, conservatives basically liberals are going to cancel them, right? They just said it right there, right? They just said it right there, okay? We want you to be scared of us, right? We don't want you to be scared of them, okay? You don't need to cross us, Okay, you need to be on our side, right? And this is why this boycott is important, because she's telling you out loud exactly what the game is. Who are they more afraid of? Are they more afraid of them, or are they more afraid of us? Bud Light will not be afraid of us if the boycott stops, right? If you end the boycott now, they're going to be more woke. And that's going to be a green light to the rest of corporate America saying, conservatives, y'all soft. Y'all ain't got no juice. I mean, look, speaking of soft conservatives, Alyssa Farah Griffin, this woman, is there actually a conservative like opinion on this panel? There's not a conservative opinion on this panel. She's not a conservative. Like, what is she? I mean, at best, she's a moderate. I mean, she's a Democrat, right? They got 5 Democrats at this table. Nobody at this table ever expresses the actual conservative view on any of these topics. I mean, it's amazing, right? It really is. Yeah, so, again, you guys heard it here. Whoopi saying Budweiser should be more afraid of the liberals than they should be of conservatives. That's why the boycott, you can't let up, right? You can't let up. This is the game that's being played here. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.